These are 5 icons that were eventually removed from FIFA Ultimate Team by EA Sports, and we're starting off the list with Diego Maradona. The man, the myth, the literal hand of God. Diego Armando Maradona was unreal, a magician on the ball. He played mainly in the 80s and 90s, most famously for Napoli and his work with Argentina. He won the 1986 World Cup practically by himself, scoring that goal of the century and also the cheeky hand of God against England. Thank God that happened. Oh, and did I mention that when he scored that goal, he said to the reporter that it's like stealing a thief's wallet? Absolute hero. At club level, he was a hero at Napoli, taking them from nobodies in the second division to Serie A champions twice. That's basically like winning the Premier League with Luton Town these days. As a manager, well, he was basically cancer. He managed Argentina in the 2010 World Cup, thanks to a goddamn dare, and had a few stints with clubs after that. But let's be honest, people remember Maradona for what he did with the ball, not from the dugout. Maradona made his FIFA Ultimate Team debut in FIFA 18, and the hype was massive for him to be added to the game. EA added him as part of the new icon system, replacing legends, and he had 3 icon cards initially. A 91 rated card representing Boca Juniors and Napoli, a 95 rated card with being his peak Argentina work in 1986, and a 97 prime icon, so basically football god mode into one card. Later in FIFA 21, he even got a 98 rated prime moments card, which was absolute filth in the game. Quick, agile, silky dribbling, and a wicked left foot. People used him as a cam or a striker, especially in narrow formations. He could dance through defenses like it was 1986 all over again. The only downside was 3-star weak foot and poor stamina, but it's fucking Maradona. You played him anyways. Maradona. So why was he removed? So in March 2022, EA removed Maradona from FIFA, and not just from Ultimate Team, from FIFA in general, because of licensing issues. After Maradona passed away in 2020, there were legal battles over his image rights. EA originally licensed him through a third party, but then his estate, specifically his lawyer, Matias Morla, got involved and claimed that the deal wasn't really legit. Courts in Argentina ruled that EA no longer had the rights to use Maradona's name, image, or likeness. So boom, no more Maradona on FIFA Ultimate Team. His cards were completely removed from packed SBCs and even foot drafts. He would eventually make a return on February 14th, 2025 on FC25 as part of the Grassroots Greats promo, which players could receive a 77 rated Maradona Evolutions card for free. So despite not being erased forever, technically qualifies as an icon that was temporarily removed from the game. By the way, in case you play Ultimate Team and you're facing a team that looks like this, don't sweat it. I got you covered. With Eldorado.gg, you can purchase the cheapest FT25 coins to get the best players on the game, as well as other items and currencies to other games. Accounts, items, boostings with a 24/7 live support. Positive online reviews with Eldorado's Trade Shield, and you're good to go. In the rare occasion that things go wrong, you can access Trade Shield to guarantee the items you paid for, or to get your money back in a flash. And for an easier time purchasing your coins, use my code LUCAS to get your valuable FC25 bread even cheaper. Mario was met with a similar fate, but for a couple different reasons and for an even shorter period of time. This one's a bit of a foot history lesson you might not even remember unless you were around in the early days. Romario, one of the most lethal strikers of all time, was actually in FIFA 14 Ultimate Team, but only for 1 year. He was one of the first ever foot legends, and also the first to be completely removed for good. Quick feet, deadly finishing, and a proper goal machine. He had the classic street football vibe from the favelas, smooth, unpredictable, and clinical in tight spaces. He started for clubs like PSV Eindhoven and Barcelona, but most importantly, Flamengo and Vasco in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. He's the most famous for leading Brazil to the World Cup glory in 1994 in the USA. He scored 5 goals in the tournament and was named the FIFA World Player of the Year that same year. Romario claims to have scored over 1,000 goals in his career. And while that number is debated, there's no question the guy was a natural-born striker. Why would you? He was given a 90 rated card as a striker, and he was absolutely cracked. Small build, low center of gravity, insane agility, great positioning, and clinical finishing. He had 4-star skills and 4-star weak foot. In game, he felt like a Brazilian version of prime Messi up top. Here's the sad part though. Romario was gone by the end of FIFA 14, completely removed from foot, never to return. And why? You guessed it. Licensing and image right issues. Unlike most players to sign off the image rights to agents or agencies, Romario owned the rights to his own likeness, and he's known for being super protective of it. EA likely had a short-term deal just for FIFA 14, and when it expired, things got complicated. Rumors suggest that he didn't even renew or they couldn't come to terms financially. This was largely thanks to his pursuit of becoming Rio de Janeiro's senator in the 2014 elections, and for someone that actually lived there, it was about as useful as sausage water. So EA pulled the plug on the deal. There was no official statement, just silence. Ryan Giggs' end on FIFA Ultimate Team was a lot more tumultuous and deserved compared to the other two we mentioned in this list. Ryan Giggs is a straight up Premier League legend, a one-club man. He spent his entire 24-year career at Manchester United, racking up 950 appearances and winning literally everything. 13 league titles, 2 Champions Leagues, and 4 FA Cups. He was known for his blistering pace, silky dribbling, and that iconic solo goal versus Arsenal in the 1999 FA Cup semi-final. Shirt off, chest hair out, definitely needed shaving. Internationally, he played for Wales, so unfortunately he never really made it to World Cup or Euros back in his day. For club, he was elite. After retiring, Giggs even managed Wales for a brief period of time in 2018 to 2022, but we'll get to that in a second. Ryan Giggs was first introduced as a legend card in FIFA 16, back when the mode was Xbox exclusive and still called Legends instead of Icons. He stuck around through the transition to Icons in FIFA 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. His icon setup would usually look like this: an 87 rated card, an 89 rated Prime United Years card, and 92 rated Prime Icon being the peak and full flare mode of his abilities. But here's the thing, he wasn't really meta in the game despite being a real life legend. Only 2-star skill moves and 2-star weak foot, average stamina and strength, and other quickest, especially by modern foot standards. So while it was cool to have Giggs, barely anyone actually used him in Weekend League or even FUT Champs. He was usually an SBC fodder or a bench warmer in icon swaps, but still was great to have a Man United legend if you are a Man United fan, for example. Now here's where it gets a bit serious. In 2022, EA removed Ryan Giggs from FIFA Ultimate Team because of off-the-pitch legal issues. At the time, Giggs was facing serious charges involving assault and coercive control. The case went to court and got a lot of public attention. Even though a retrial was later dropped in 2023, the controversy was enough for EA to cut ties, at least temporarily. Given EA's stance on public image and legal matters, especially with high-profile icons, they clearly decided it wasn't worth the risk. Giggs was removed in FIFA 23 and hasn't returned since, not even for FC 24 or 25. No icon, no SBC, not even in draft. The same fate was set for Mark Overmars. Mark Overmars was a flying winger who made his name for himself in the 90s and the early 2000s. Played for some absolute giants in Europe like Ajax, Arsenal, and Barcelona. He was known for his insane pace, tricky dribbling, and sharp left foot finishes. At Arsenal, he helped them win the Premier League and the FA Cup double in 97-98. And for the Netherlands, he was a regular threat in the European Championships and World Cups that time. After retiring, Overmars went into football management and even becoming director of football at Ajax. But more on that later. Mark Overmars was a solid legend in FIFA 17, then icon in FIFA 18 Ultimate Team. He was fast, left-footed, and had a nostalgic vibe a lot of Arsenal and Dutch fans love. Here's what his icon lineup looked like: an 86 rated baby icon, an 88 rated mid icon, which was probably his best version, and a 90 rated prime icon, rapid left wing, and a left mid option. It was very usable in the early and mid game of most years. It wasn't an elite tier like Eusebio or Ronaldinho, but he was a solid winger, especially before Team of the Year and Team of the Season cards started dominating. His 5-star weak foot as well made him pretty versatile too. He was that kind of icon you get in swaps or pack early and keep in the squad for a while. Now here's the part that things went downhill for Mark Overmars. In 2022, Mark Overmars resigned from his role at Ajax after being accused of sending inappropriate messages to female staff of the club. Maybe that classic dick pic, if you know what I mean. Who hasn't done that? Me, because to send inappropriate messages to females, you first need a female to send the message to, innit? It became a major scandal in the Netherlands with heavy media attention. Shortly after, he was removed from FIFA 23 and EA gave the usual response when icons are pulled out for controversial reasons. They have taken steps to remove Mark Overmars from FIFA Ultimate Team and other EA Sports FIFA products. He wasn't available on packs, SBCs, or draft, and even if you had him in previous games, his card just faded out of the rotation. This was EA's way of distancing themselves from someone caught up in real-world misconduct, similar to what they did with Ryan Giggs. Lastly, the one to overhaul all icons: Yaya Banana. Now your head's shaking right now, disbelieving this random black guy could be an icon. And to that, I say fuck you and your fat wife. Yaya Banana, a player hiding his prime ability, a thought that sends shivers down people's genitals. God-like centre-back for Sochaux, Lausanne, and Basel, handing judgment for those who dared on tackling him. Banana had a 74 rated card in FIFA 14, however was given in a promo that lasted exactly an hour and 24 minutes and 104 rated card as a legend, making him the first ever player to receive a legend card while still playing football. EA realized the mistake to let a card with 175 physical and 102 pace to be available in packs, so they erased him from the game's code. After it all, they blamed it all on Mackwell, who at the time as the only YouTuber using the card properly. They sentenced Mackwell to the Chinese prison camp only to return in 2019. As for Yaya Banana, may God forgive EA Sports for creating a card that could come all over your squad in seconds.